I've got to think about this one a little bit. I think the biggest advice I could probably give is love your child, do listen to them, but also go with your gut instinct. If you think it's the right thing to do, it probably is. Don't let your child's comments, feedback really color what you think may be thinking is the right thing to do. So, like, here's an example. When he told me, I'm ready, I'm going to go back, and you're thinking maybe, I'm not sure, go with that. As I learned more about concussions, we don't know how long it takes to heal. And if something doesn't feel right, I think the parents probably got the right feeling. So take what they're thinking and feeling and color it a little bit with what you as a parent think, because you're probably on the mark. Again, in hindsight, I think instead of trying to push him through the public school, I wish I had pulled him out and put him in an independent learning sooner. Would that have helped? Because when they're back in that social scene, they're not just trying to keep up with the schoolwork, but they're trying to keep up with their activities. And high school is tough. Especially you're determined to go to college, that's the time when, if you can take the time to take it slowly, I would. Also, one of the more interesting things I've learned, and parents may want to find out, is when he was at one of his psychiatric appointments, there was a Scientific American magazine, and I read it, and how unusual, it had an article about using violent games to treat dementia patients, and that there could potentially be some helpful balances for concussion patients. So people with traumatic brain injuries. Basically what they were saying is, if you think about those zombie games and those shoot 'em up games, you have to have fast reactions. So if you think about sports athletes talking about their fast twitch muscles, like you want to speed things up and kind of teach your muscles to redo things over and over again. And they said that they were finding some successful outcomes, especially older dementia patients and traumatic brain injuries, with these games. And it was the zombie ones like Call of Duty and whatnot. And I did talk to his doctors, and they said, there is something to be said about those studies, but if you're willing to let him play, let him play. And that was one thing we did say. My husband just about died when I said, we come home from an appointment, go, honey, I read this article. He read it, and he goes, very interesting. So, and I told Nick, I go, starting soon, you can go game again. Go connect with your friends from a gaming perspective. And it did, and it helped his personality. I think he found some additional friends that he already gamed with, whether they're his athlete friends who gamed on the side, or they were always gamers or something. He reconnected with them. So from a social aspect, he got something back. And that's one thing I'll say is, be open to any kind of literature. Try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But that was one that no one disagreed. Don't try it. And brought him back a little bit of a lively personality. I mean, that's what I'll say is, it's a difficult time, but there is a light at that end of that tunnel, as they say. And when you get your child back and they're happy, they're just back into their lifestyle, and they're back as you remember, being carefree and outgoing, that's when you're like, okay, I think my child's fully healed. And, and he is enjoying college life. He enjoyed his senior year. And when I do see him, when I talk to him, he tells me how much he loves college and school, and that his life is good. So I think for him, he battled through, and he came out a better person for it at the end. He says, I think I'm ready to go back. I'm ready to go back. And he did go back. He did it, but I didn't really think about the undue pressure he put upon himself. And, for any child, I think they're trying to please themselves, please their parents, right? Do the right thing. That's what I think I didn't think about.